Hey everybody, this is Pop-Up Friday. John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Operation Hope, America's first nonprofit financial services network for the poor, the struggling class, the teetering class, folks with too much month at the end of their money. That's people like you and me. No matter what you make, you can find a way to spend it. Except her, who's cheap. We'll get to that in a minute. It's my mother, Juanita Smith. I'll introduce her properly in a minute. So I'm author. Hey, Damian Wallace joining. Good man. Just got his MBA, I believe. Let me see here. Amoisi, what a beautiful name. Let me know what country or city you're signing in for, so I can sort of recognize you. Hey, Breon Hope, LaShawn Bradford Crook is calling in. Dialing in Denise, Jermaine Mills from Greenville, South Carolina, Dominique Sims, Quentin Parrish, hello. Let me know where you're from so I can give you a shout out. Arkansas, Alfred Daniels, Quentin Parrish from Miami, Chicago in the house. That's Luis. So the audience is building here. Atlanta, Lex, hello Atlanta. The city I'm in now, Truday, I think that's the name, Virginia. Tina Tillman, class is in session. Michael Johnson, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. LaShawn, I was just in Hattiesburg. Ogbene from Atlanta. Brian, Pittsburgh. Okay, let me jump into this. Lori McQueen, not cheap, just understands the power of a dollar. That's Chicago, Lori. My mother's cheap. My mother is black Jewish. I mean that with the greatest of compliments.
I'm not cheap.
My mother is cheap. She will squeeze a buffalo off a nickel. My mother's thrifty. She's smart about money. We'll get this in a minute. Okay, so I've got to do this in 10 or 15 minutes, and then I've got to, I hate like that, so squeeze a buffalo off a nickel. She knows that. People know that, what I'm talking about. I got to do this in 10 or 15 minutes, and then go to the get packed and go back to the airport. Some of you might know I was in D.C. this morning. I'll be in Houston. I'll be in Austin tonight. So 3 cities in one day. I was in 2 cities yesterday, which was I was in D.C. yesterday, and I was in 2 cities the day before that, New York and D.C. It's civil rights ain't no joke. It's maybe in the sweets, but it is. I'm passing myself in airports, wearing myself out because I love you. So anyway, Bryant Group Companies, Operation Hope, founder. My staff tells me, Rachel Dodd tells me that we actually run 35 companies and organizations now under my umbrella of nonprofits and for-profits. And that's not including my nonprofit initiatives. My government advisory efforts. So it's 35 for-profit and nonprofit companies that I've founded or run, which is pretty cool. About 100 different projects that I've got under my banner. And she inspired me to love myself enough to have confidence to believe I can do it. So author of books, How the Poor Can Save Capitalism and Love Leadership, the memo coming out in September. So Juanita Smith is a bad sister. She did a video with me on Valentine's Day that is very popular, and a couple of folks here have actually asked me to identify it so that they could go back and watch and share with others. Juanita Smith is 82 years young. She's timeless looking, I'm sure. Now you got a little sun on your face. I want people to be able to see you. So lean over here. There you go. I'm going to hug you anyway. Mwah. Yeah. I pinched her on the derriere when she walks by because she's just so cute. And then she swipes at me. And no, she's not available for anybody who wants to date her. You got to go. All applications have to come through me. What are you doing?
Trying to get the sun off my face.
Okay, she knows when she looks good. So, which is all the time. So, Juanita Smith, a financial literacy guru. Your credit score is what, Mommy?
8.5.
No, it's not 8.5.
855.
I didn't even know it went that high. Repeat that. You got to talk. I am somebody. Talk. You're not this shy when you're just talking to me. Talk.
My credit score is 855.
Did you hear that?
The last time I checked.
Credit score is 855. Let me see if I can get this in the sun off. That's amazing, Mommy. 855 credit score. You can come. Just get a little closer to me, baby. I love being close to you anyway.
You're bringing the sun over there.
Okay. I'll lean towards you. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's better.
See, the sun always has to flow to her, not her to the sun. So my mother and my father divorced over money, and when she was in East St. Louis, she told my father fell in love with her and said, "Well, what can I do to marry you?" And she said, "Get me the heck out of East St. Louis. Take me to California, and I'll marry you, and take my kids with me." So I hadn't been born yet. It was Monty, Mara Hoskins, and my brother Donnie, Dave Harris, and that's what she did for her kids. Sacrificed her whole life for her kids. They moved from East St. Louis to where her family, in large part, still lives, and moved to California, and where I was born at Good Samaritan Hospital. And she told me she loved me every day of my life, and nothing is more powerful than a child hearing from their parents that they are loved. And if I always liked her, no. Is she drive me crazy? Yes. Is she partly crazy? I'm sure. She's also amazing, brilliant, and I wouldn't be me without her. And that's family, right? Every family is a little crazy and a little dysfunctional, but she is a genius on so many levels. Let's talk real quickly, Mom. I know you don't like this son. Let's move this a little bit. So, okay, come on over here. So, talk to them a little bit. I think I just made it worse. It's okay. Talk to them a little bit about Grandma, which I call Vesta Murray because she was mean to me. But talk to them a little bit about when you used to hide money. So explain that.
My dad died, left my mom with 6 children, so that meant the kids that he left behind had to get out and work when we were 8 and 9 years old to help Mom out to keep us from being on the county. And we'd go out and work in people's homes for 25 cents an hour. Whatever we made, we'd go home and my mom would ask me, baby.
And this was a shotgun shack, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
you guys don't know what a shotgun shack is?
Come in the front door and you can look out the kitchen at the back door.
And the restroom was where?
Outside.
Outside. The restroom was outside. See how lucky you are? Go ahead. Sorry, Mom.
Anyway, I'd go home. She said, "Baby, you got any money?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "How much money do you have?" If I made 50 cents that day, I'd tell her I had made a quarter.
Hold on. This is her mother asking her now, right? This is her mother. So if you made 50 cents, you told your mother what?
I had a quarter to save something back for myself.
Did you hear that? Even though she loved her mother and her mother loved her, she made sure that she always had something for herself, because even though her mother loved her mother was, financially illiterate and desperate because she was trying to do what she. So you have parents now that are taking out credit with their child's Social Security number. It's a sin. You're ruining your child's future. Taking out a kid who has no sins, has nothing wrong, using that kid's Social Security number to go get an apartment buildings. And if your credit was so tore up that you can't get an apartment building on your own, now you're damning your kid to that same deal. So in many ways, this is before credit scores, her mother sort of fit a bit of that profile, was a hardworking black woman, a great woman, but she wasn't really good with all that money, and she played the numbers. Mom knew that. So she's like, "Look, I love my mother, but I'm not giving you all my money." Right? And so Mom would cheat the future a little bit. Come on, baby. Would cheat the future a little bit by
telling her I didn't have exactly what I had.
Right, and you save the rest.
Yes.
Okay, and so then you met my father, Johnny Smith, great man in many ways, but financially illiterate. You get to California, you guys have an apartment building. We'll probably do this in stages, by the way, because we can't tell the whole story in 10 minutes. But an apartment building, a nursery, which she pimped me to start a business. I was her first client, and she got other people in the neighborhood to pay her to take care of me.
Well, I got laid off from my job at McDonnell Douglas, and I had to stay home with you, so I opened up a nursery to make extra money.
Yeah, she pimped her child, right, to start a business. To be clear about this, and I didn't have fishnets on the street corner, but she basically held up her kid, other parents in the household in the community said, "Look, I take care of my kid, I can take care of yours," and started a business. It's fabulous. And we owned our own home. We owned a cement contracting business. We had an 8-unit apartment building, right?
Yes.
On Santa Barbara, now Martin Luther King Boulevard. They like that. Hey, Rakita, see? Rakita says, "Auntie's so gorgeous." Rakita's doing great things in East St. Louis. Yes. And we own a gas station at Vernon and Western.
Vernon and Western. It's not there anymore. You said it.
No, the gas station's still there. Yeah, it's still there. I went and saw it a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
So we lost the apartment building, we lost our home, we lost the gas station. She did the nursery with her hands, so at some point she had to let that go because she was taking care of kids. And my mother just at some point just said, "Look, I can't handle this anymore." And I remember my mom and dad fighting over money. And I called the police, "Mr. Policeman, come, my daddy's beating up on my mother." And then my mother pulled out a pump and popped him on his head. Her hair never grew in that area ever again. And I mid-sentence, I said, no, policeman, come. My mother is beating up on my father. You got to get her off of him before she kills him. And I remember that like it was yesterday. It was over money. Number one cause of divorce, money. Number one cause of domestic abuse, money. Number one reason why women stay with abusive men, money. And my mother had courage. She got up and got out of there. And we moved to, in fact, my brother who retired from the military, in many ways, his whole life trajectory was formed by the fact that you saved some money to send him to college. Dad got to the bank first, took the money and went spending on whatever. So he couldn't go to college of his choice. He had to go in the military to get a college education. And he spent his whole career in the military, married a wonderful woman in Hawaii, lives in Hawaii today. His entire trajectory of his life changed because of that $4,000 theft, really, robbery by my dad, taking that money designed for my brother to go to college. I love my dad, wonderful man, but let's call it the way it was. My mother saved the money and he took it and used it for other purposes. Not cool. And did I tell that story right?
Somewhat. Yeah, it was.
Okay, right enough?
It was close enough.
What, did I get the number wrong? Was it $4,000?
I don't remember the amount, but whatever I had in the bank, he went and cleaned the bank account out.
Okay. I asked my mother recently, by the way, you gonna get married again? She said maybe, but if I do, he's gonna be a BMW. I said, Mom, you gonna marry a car? She said, no, a black man working. My mama don't play. I asked her, would you get remarried to my father again when he was alive, God rest his soul? She says, I don't do retreads on my car. I'm not doing retreads in my house. I mean, mama she don't play. My life. She don't play. It's a bad sister. So okay, now we're in L.A. You've reset your life. You moved to Compton, California. You're now working at McDonnell Douglas Aircraft. When she gets laid off from McDonnell Douglas Aircraft, she doesn't scream and whine about it. She goes to get a job at my school as the janitor. So she knew who she was. She didn't feel dignified because she was a janitor at my school. She wanted to spend more time with her children, which drove me crazy.
I did that to keep from using the money I had saved.
So you found another job.
Found
so you
another
weren't
job where I wouldn't have to use my savings.
Yeah. So okay, we're going to fast track the rest of this story. So how many homes did you buy and sell?
5.
5 homes she bought and sold on a salary as a janitor, as a fabricator at McDonnell Douglas Aircraft, right?
Upholsterer first.
And then you had your own business, right?
Yeah.
My mother told me the man would set your salary, but you decide your income. And so she dared people at her job to tell her to stop selling stuff. She would make handicrafts, robes, and
crochet. Monty and I both we crocheted and sewed to get the down payment of the house in Compton.
You crocheted and sewed to get the down payment of the house in Compton.
Yes, to keep from using the money I had saved.
$20 at a time. My mother made my suits because we couldn't afford to buy them. She made my suits. That's why I got beat up every day in school, by the way.
You and Prince could be twins by now.
Yeah, my mother made a purple crushed velvet 3-piece suit with ruffled shirt. I got beat up every single day in Compton, California. Got my rear end whipped. The people thought I had money. I couldn't afford to pay attention. I was so poor I couldn't afford the OR. I was just poor. I wasn't even poor. I was poor. P.O. I couldn't catch a cold, let alone a date. It's a whole other story, but I used to wear these suits to school. But by the way, figure out where I wore a suit. I should be a suit. I should be a businessman. So I started carrying a briefcase, nothing in it. So I said, okay, something got to go in the briefcase. So I started selling. I didn't have any inventory. So what can I sell based on gift for Gap? Mail order. So that's how I started selling Stacey Adams shoes and everything else I could find through mail order, Omni jewelry or whatever it was. That's how I started in business, really, before I started the Neighbor Candy House. So it was really, in many ways, it was her fault. So she would sell candy and handicraft at work, right?
Yes.
And on your breaks?
And make food at home and sell it on the job. Chimichangas and tamales and Oh, and then I bring whatever food I cooked the night before, bring it, sell it to the people, young people on the job for whatever. I fried chicken I fried 33 pounds of chicken on the job, and the supervisor didn't say nothing to me. He couldn't say nothing to me because he allowed me to do it. He couldn't fire me.
Well, he was buying it himself, so if he told everybody else, he told himself.
I didn't give him a dinner because he didn't pay me.
Oh my gosh, she's too much. Okay, I got a couple more minutes. I got to get going toward the airport here soon. But so now, like today, we're talking about something. I'm not gonna tell her business. We're talking about a financial decision she's making or whatever. And she's like, "Oh man, I got a budget." I mean, I'm like, "Mom, come on, man. What are you gonna do? Burn the money? Like, spend something on yourself?" I got a budget, baby. And my mother is. I mean this with the greatest respect when I say this. My mother is financially black Jewish. She don't play. She is disciplined. I mean, my mother don't. So, okay, you're a 550 credit score?
550.
I'm sorry, 850 credit score. Mine is like 740 or something because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm using debt and I'm moving things around, all this kind of stuff. So my credit score goes up and down. My Amex card is through the roof. I pay it off every month, but it doesn't matter. It just looks like I have a crack addiction because it's like over $100,000 a month because I run my businesses through my card. But my mother. So what do you owe on your car?
Nothing.
And what kind of car is it?
Oh, my car?
Your car.
It's a 04 C320 Mercedes.
With how many miles on it?
48,000 miles.
She knows how many miles are on it. How much you owe on the car?
Nothing.
0. Okay, 0. My mother, they love that. Okay, so my mother, you own your house.
Yeah.
What do you owe on your house?
Nothing.
Repeat that, mommy. How much do you owe on your house?
When I bought the house, I paid cash for it.
Okay. So when she bought a home, she'd fix it up and then she'd sell it. She bought another home, fix it up and sell it, and just keep paying down the debt. And you pay yourself every check. You save some money.
I save, yeah. I save after I get through paying my debts, whatever's on my card, I pay it off.
All right.
Monthly.
Single woman raising 3 knucklehead kids with an hourly wage. Don't tell me what y'all can't do. This black woman here set the standard, and now has financial freedom, and don't even roll up on my mother dudes unless you are handsome, smart, employed with a 401k and decent credit score and no criminal record beyond a misdemeanor. Otherwise, I'm gonna be all over you like a cheap suit. And she don't play. She does background checks on everybody she dates. And she has a philanthropy now. You have a philanthropy that you have, right? What's the name of your operation?
Operation Nita's Angels.
You help senior citizens
in the nursing home.
What a wonderful spirit, right? So her car's paid off. Her house is paid off. She has a business card that says, "Don't call me, don't email me, and don't write me. I'm retired." So she can do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, however she wants. And at the moment, she's visiting me because she can. And she's inspiring you. Anything else you want to tell them before we hang up?
Just live within your budget. Don't live outside your budget. Live underneath your budget so you have some money left over.
And even if your mother or your father is trying to jam you up for money, what do you tell them?
Hey, help them out if you can, but save some for you.
Help them out if you can, but save something for you. The flight attendant will tell you to put an oxygen mask on your face first and then your child if the plane is going down. Because if you can't save you can't save them.
Nobody else.
Start with yourself. Charity starts at
home.
At home. Charity starts at
home.
There you go. And try to own your
own home.
Own home, right? and if a dude rolls up on you who's broke, toe up, wants to live in your house, credit score at 300, got no job. I say, ain't on purpose. What do you say?
The mission is down the street.
The mission. Oh my gosh, she's too much. Look, we're just in trying to inspire. We're not judging anybody. Look, a saint is a sinner that got up. We all have had bad days and bad times. I almost filed bankruptcy coming up. My credit score was 500. We just work your way back. You had tough times, right?
Yes.
You've almost lost it all, right?
Yeah.
At time when you were with my father.
It was when I was with your dad. He didn't know how to handle money, and whenever you found out we had money in the bank, he'd go get it, and the bank manager would call me and let me know that he had been checking. It caused me to go get my money and put it in another bank and not let him know where it was.
See, life's complicated, people. I mean, you know, so you can love somebody and not be able to live with them. You can love somebody and not be able to share financial resources with them. You got to negotiate your own future and understand that love is not enough. You need discipline, you need structure, you need to be able to manage pain, you need to be able to manage money. You need to be able to take your life back.
But John's dad was the bridge that got me where I am today. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't be where I am.
See that?
So I learned something through the hardships and the hard times we had.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Johnny, I wouldn't be here. Monty and Donnie said that he treated them like they...
He was just like their real dad.
Yeah, but he was financially illiterate. The more money he made, the broker we got. He made $1, spent $1.50.
He could not handle money.
Yeah. So, but that doesn't make him a bad man. It just means he was financially illiterate. But mom knew she had to get out of that situation. He was doing some other stuff that she could almost deal with, and we're not going to get in this business. But the money thing was like, you know, once he crossed that money thing, she just knew she had to go. Is that right?
Yes.
That's all we're going to say. Yes. Isn't she beautiful? Love you much. The Civil Rights Movement, unbossed and unbiased, coming to you straight at No Chaser from Atlanta, Georgia, on my way to the airport to Austin, Texas. Coming at you with nothing but love and empowerment and support for you to take your life back. The new movement's in the suites, not just the streets. It's about class and poverty, not race and the color line. The new color is not white, black, red, brown, yellow, it's green. That's the phone of my driver. I'm out. Love you much. Say goodbye, Mommy.
Have a good evening. Thanks for listening.
Okay.
Be blessed, stay blessed, and just keep on keeping on.
That's it. Civil rights, they say. Peace out.